Ooh, where to start? Well, since Andy Warhol's card here with the artwork says eat dessert before dinner, let's do that. Eat dessert before dinner. Give your 15 minutes some time. Wanting can be better than having. Andy Warhol talked about how you should always enjoy every moment, and that how sometimes it was more fun getting ready for the party and being on the way to the party than the party actually was. He also believed in embellishing that which embarrasses us, which has nothing to do with eat dessert before dinner or give your 15 minutes some time, but it's always fun to note. He said, if you have a zit, don't try and cover it up, play it up, make it like the most fabulous zit ever. An example of him putting that whole attitude into use is his hair, trademark hairstyle. The silver wig that he would wear. He said that it was better to tell people you were older and look older, and then have them be amazed how spry you were and how quickly you could move. He liked to flip things on their head. I guess much like dessert before dinner. I feel like I'm starting to see a theme. You are the master of your own reality. When authority says to be quiet, get a loudspeaker. Art must fight for freedom, or the whole world is a prison. Some things are whole only when they shatter. Art must fight for freedom, or the whole world is a prison. When authority says to be quiet, get a loudspeaker. Furthermore, learn the rules like a pro, so you can break them like an artist. And subsequently, Pablo Picasso was never called an asshole. I'm sorry, I had to do that. Jonathan Richman. Beginning with audacity is a very great part of the art of painting. Winston Churchill. So already we're getting a little bit of a theme here. A little bit of FSU. Fuck shit up. This is, yeah, this is kind of punk rock here, this combination of cards. Art is not a mirror held up to reality, but a hammer with which to shape it. Bertolt Brecht. Art, when really understood, is the province of every human being. It is simply a question of doing things, anything, well. It is not an outside, extra thing. Self-determination. You have the ability to create the world you live in. Or like Ken Kesey said, it's your movie. You're the director. If you don't like the actors, hire new ones. If you don't like the set, strike it. Change the scenery. Or release it. Letting go of the stuff that doesn't serve you. Chipping away at marble and releasing the parts that aren't part of the sculpture. To appreciate beauty is to work for it. Nothing comes easy. But when you work for it, beauty, the definition of that expands exponentially. He who has contemplated has met with himself, is in a state to see into the realities beyond the surfaces of his subject. Robert Henri. The story that you tell with art is not so much the story of your subject's physical appearance but the story of your subject. And not only that, but the way that story affects you. The way that you as an artist experience something, the way that you see something is unique to you. And the feelings and thoughts that you have about your experiences are also unique to you. There are nuggets in them that are relatable to other people, that provide people comfort and give people hope. But the way that you see, that is something that nobody else can reproduce. That's something that nobody else can imitate. Such a combination of all of your other experiences, all of your temperaments, all of your quirks, all of your habits, plus all of that going on in your subject. And it's such a rich and unique and special and needed thing, the art that an artist produces as a result of seeing in the world with the artist's eyes, with the artist's heart. It underscores the importance of your environment being compatible with your process and with your temperament and with the your tides, so to speak. Be an ocean for a moment. Picture yourself as an ocean, and every once in a while you got high tide coming in, or low tide. Sometimes the waters are still, sometimes they're choppy. Sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's warm. All of those things affect your art, and all of those things are affected by your world. And your world should be in such a state that you are able to contemplate, to meet with yourself. It's upon reflection that experience deepens. Experience isn't just in the moment. Experience is what you carry with you. But conversely, I'm afraid if you look at a thing long enough, it loses all its meaning. Andy Warhol. If you're able to find the new, just as a matter of how you observe things, if you remain open to being surprised by what sitting back can show you, then perhaps looking at a thing long enough will help it gain meaning. But if not, everyone needs a fantasy, Andy Warhol. Which goes very well with Sweetest Taboo and Desire. And every step, a new adventure. I'm hearing Lust for Life by Iggy Pop in my head. I think that's a good theme song for this area of the reading, because an artist needs to be in touch with passion. And artists have interesting, peculiar passions that to the general public may very well seem to be taboo. That's how you break new ground. And sometimes the ground that you break maybe is a little much for the audience. But maybe not. Maybe it's just a matter of finding the correct audience. Whether or not there is an audience, whether or not there are other eyes to see your art, keeping every day a new day, keeping the desire that you have to create, to experience, to suck the marrow out of life, and have that shown in your art. These are reasons to cultivate your environment. These are reasons why when authority says to be quiet, you get a loudspeaker. You have to fight for the freedom to create. Tenacity is the thing. Tenacity and a vision, whether it's realistic or not. What keeps the fire of desire alive? What keeps every step a new adventure? What adds bounce to every step? Everyone needs a fantasy. And if they think it's taboo, who cares? Because that's a little basic. No, but that's the thing. This can mean a lot of different things, and conveniently because it is the word basic, but the hit that I get off of it right now in context with everything else is basic eyes. Basic eyes that can't see the light in you, frankly. And lest we cover this up, the archetype card. This comes out for a reason. There's a lot of different archetypes in this little hand-drawn deck, but shaman is a pretty special one. We've also got guru, seer, mystic, and priest, priestess. There's a spirituality, a core meaning that is palpable, that can leap out from your work. You're able to get that part of yourself into your work. And you know it when you've done it. You recognize it. The trick is keeping that fire burning. The trick is not allowing the madding crowd to determine what your progress is or how well you're doing. You're the visionary. You're the inventor of the art. And you are the one that they will turn to when the art is complete and they stand in front of it in awe. The one they will ask, what does it mean? You're the ultimate authority of what your intent was when you created it. And that's the funny thing about being an artist, is that until people are hit over the head with the beauty you're capable of creating, they seem to do everything in their power to prevent you from creating it. But as an artist, you can work that to your advantage. It's a big part of the punch when you laid that masterpiece on a person, right? That's sort of surprise. Oh, we didn't know you had it in you. That's right, you didn't. The key is holding on to that, that's right, you didn't. Sort of neutrality. Matter-of-factness, no, you didn't notice it. Hanging on to that calmness about it before the masterpiece is laid on them. Keeping that artist mind, that artist spirit, while you're the only person saying you're an artist, while everybody else around you is acting like it's a pipe dream. It's providing yourself balance. It's being your own roots. So you can stretch as an artist. So you can clear out the environment and open up your awareness. Not only awareness to your experience and to the things you create based on your experience, but your awareness of your beautiful, unique spirit that is here to create beauty. Because Andy Warhol liked boring things. because he knew how to look at them. He looked at boring things in a certain particular way that was very comforting. It doesn't mean that all things need to be boring or even fit in any sort of predetermined space. Joseph Campbell said the goal of life is rapture. Art is the way we experience it. Art is the transforming experience. And you, as the artist, are both a vessel and a messenger for that transforming experience. I think nothing is of any value in books except the transcendental and extraordinary. If a man is inflamed and carried away by his thought, to that degree he forgets the authors and the public, and heeds only this one dream which holds him like an insanity. Let me read his paper, and you may have all the arguments and histories and criticisms. The fever that you feel when you are creating, the passion that you have, the drive to get your vision out into the world, and the way that feels, it's burned into the medium, whatever you're creating. Ralph here is talking about the fever that people can get when they have such a resonance, passion for an idea. And it's the same thing in any other medium. Holds him like an insanity. That's passion. We need passion for dreams again. We need passion for that kind of insanity again. To turn our back on what is ugly and feed what is gorgeous and wild. As an artist, you create the new landscape that people walk on. You create the new mindscape in which people dream. You create the archetypes that people use as role models, as examples, as teaching moments. You create the beauty, and you create the new thoughts. You bring into the world what has never been done. Everyone gets to benefit from that. Create the most comfortable, supportive, facilitating, nurturing environment possible. Any steps that you take towards that is just going to increase the momentum of the good and the passion and the fire and the fever of creating. Okay, so that's what I got, and may the judgment not be too heavy upon me. Hope this was helpful in some way. I'm not really sure what the hell it was. Thank you.